focused on what I'm doing. Being focused is what it's all about. Anything in life, if you focus on it hard enough, you can achieve your dreams. So really more focused than anything. It was an amazing feeling up there, an incredible view. I encourage anybody watching that they need to come over here and ride the Orlando Eye because the views are incredible.
How does it compare to Grand Canyon before?
The truth is the danger is always the same. If I fall, I lose my life. So I don't compare them. They're apples and oranges.
What are some of the obstacles you faced up there?
Of course, wet conditions. We had a lot of wet, there was a lot of moisture up there, a lot of humidity, 90% humidity, and that's always a challenge, of course, because of slipping. It was more of a challenge here than usual because I had to actually grab onto that structure to climb down the ladder. And then towards the end, after I finished that walk on my way back up, the ladder actually collapsed on me where I was 400 feet up, nothing below me, and it closed on my hand, and I have a nice little cut right here, and kind of freaked me out. Everything tensed up, my leg tensed up as that ladder dropped out, and I feel like I might have pulled a muscle, but other than that.
What motivates you to keep doing this?
My family motivates me. The fact that my family's done this for 7 generations and over 200 years, I'm very inspired by them, and I hope to continue to shine the light on them and really keep the name known. It's important to, I believe it's important to my great-grandfather who lost his life in 1978 walking the wire, Nik Wallenda. I believe it's important to him that this name will always remain.
What structures?
It's hard to say. We're working on everything from the Twin Towers in Malaysia to a walk in Abu Dhabi, a walk in New York City, a walk in London. So there are a bunch of walks in the works, including an active volcano.
Are they going to be high wire walks or something a little bit different like this?
Most of them will probably be high wire walks. Of course, that's the tradition of what my family's done, but I'm always up for a new challenge.
Nick, it looked a little easy.
What's that?
It looked a little easy.
A little easy. Well, you know what? When you're up there ain't nothing easy when you're up 400 feet. But it's important that I stay calm. You know, it's funny, when that ladder collapsed on me, my father was in my ear. I told my father, and I was talking to Matt Lauer at the time, and my manager was in the background, and I could hear my manager say, "Did he curse? What happened?" And my dad said, "No, he stayed calm." Well, that comes from doing it so long. It's important that I stay calm. People always say, "How do you look so calm and cool and collected?" Well, it's important that I stay that way. If I'm not that way, that's when it becomes extremely dangerous. I think that speaks a lot to how comfortable I am and how much training goes into it to create that comfort in me.
But is there a certain adrenaline rush that comes through you when you're up there?
There's definitely adrenaline. There's a lot of adrenaline that comes through me. This is what I love to do. It's just like anybody else. This is my passion. This isn't a job. This isn't a career. I don't even do it for the money anymore. This is my passion.
The moving aspect, tell us a little bit about that. Did it seem faster than you thought?
You know, it actually seemed slower than I expected. I actually wanted to go a lot further, but because of the live TV aspect, I had to cut it short, and that's why I did only as far as I went. But, you know, maybe I'll come back in the future, or maybe we'll be in London next time doing this.
Did the obstacles make it difficult for you?
The obstacles were definitely a challenge, especially, again, the fact that they were wet. That was more of a challenge than anything. There was so much humidity and moisture that that became a huge challenge, and more of the mental challenge, knowing that I have to climb down there and to face, you know, all of this. It's basically like the surface of a car. When you get it wet, it's slippery, and that's all I had to grip onto.
Can you talk about the prep work?
You know, prep and training started when I was born. Before I was born, my mom was 6 months pregnant with me and walking the wire. So I've walked the wire longer than I've been alive, and I say it all the time just to kind of reiterate the family history and the amount of experience that we have that's been passed on from generation to generation for over 200 years.
The tightrope and the balance beam, none of that this time. How does that make everything more challenging?
You know, without a balancing pole, it's definitely more of a challenge. You have to react quicker. The wheel was moving a bit side to side, swaying because of the wind, but it wasn't overwhelming. It was nothing that I couldn't face. And I was able to, again, stay calm and collective, and you know, here I am.
2 more questions for this group.
Orlando and Florida.
Doing this in Orlando means a lot. You know, this is the vacation capital of the world, in my opinion, and a beautiful place that me and my family vacation every year. So it's awesome. It's awesome to be able to do something here. Matter of fact, this idea came to me before I was approached to do it while I was vacationing here with my family. We drove by, so it's exciting. And Florida it's my hometown. I take a lot of pride in Florida. It's the most beautiful state in the world, in my opinion. You know, where I live in Sarasota, the #1 beach in the world. I'm very blessed to live where I live, and everywhere I go in the world, I tell them about Sarasota. Tourism is peaking right now, and it's probably partially my fault.
went to law school on Sunday. You see other members of the economy board, approaching you and stuff.
My family, they'd be right up there with me if they could. Yes, I've been blessed with the opportunity to build that brand, that Wallenda name, to a national, worldwide name again. But my family, you know, I believe very, very confidently that my mom, who was in that capsule where I finished, would have gone down there and walked with me. And you know, my son wanted to get up on the roof with me. And I'm like, look, you're 14, and I don't know how the media is going to react to that. Believe it or not, I would have let him, because I would have been up there when I was 7 or 8. He would have loved to have been on the roof. I just didn't feel like maybe it was right.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
A distance away using a telephoto lens.
Take it slow, honey. You tell me when you're ready to roll. All right, Dad, let's do it. A little windy. We're good. Okay, Nick, here we go. It's a little windy up here, Matt, in Savannah. Really wet.
It's been raining a little bit off and on throughout the morning. Nick talked about that a second ago. We didn't expect the wind, but I guess with the storm moving in. Nick, talk to me about the footing. What does it feel like?
It feels okay. You know, these shoes that my mom makes are made to deal with the dampness. But there's definitely a lot of moisture. You can actually see it rolling under my feet up here. So.
How's the wind, Nick?
The wind's all right. I mean, I'm feeling it. I wouldn't guess it's over 20 miles per hour right now, but definitely feel it. This is where it's kind of a little creaky because I got to lean out over here. And it's really wet.
Yeah, hold on tight, buddy.
It's like a little grease up here.
Terry, we should mention Nick is going to set a record if he is successful, not break one, because no one has been crazy enough to do this before.
And what about Al calling me out for the speed of this thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Nick, how's it feel as you're crossing over there?
It's all right.
All right. Well, you're on your way to setting a record, but just take it easy.
Terry, from where you are, can you see how much further he has to go?
Yeah,
I'm pretty much there.
you know, it's kind of hard to tell because from my angle, he looks about the size of an ant.